time to come out of hiding.
What we do keeps the world's economy afloat.
We're talking money.
Money solves everything.
Tell me exactly who gave you that bomb.
Have I done something wrong?
Whatever you do.
Stick with the roles, nature's prophet. Stick with the roles, nature's prophet.
Team Spirit was the team that in the Team Spirit was the team that in the
I'm gonna have to side with the OG one more time.
okay.
Same openings, the same plays.
Much. Avo, yes, we're here. We're on the. See how this one goes for them, but yeah, the switch up that we're seeing there right at the end, they decide not to go for the position for Earthshaker and instead taking Soxa. No, right off the bat, Thompson in some trouble, found, and they give the kill to the man. Toronto.
Oh.
Yadoro chases him down, and with that Arctic burn slow. They are looking to go one game away from moving on, placing much higher in this tournament than potentially a lot of people were expecting from them, and OG certainly on the back foot here. But they're on comfort heroes, a Thompson Invoker. On, pulls back in a little.
They really get into that big Aghanim Scepter. Now, with the Blossoming OG, though, I'm kind of expecting this is almost just like an Alacrity hero right now.
Yes. Giving more and more, if possible, to that Tiny from Sumail and pullback. I'm a little bit, to be honest, that gave this a collapse as Mira finds that kill on a No-Tail and
nice
finding another one on the opposite side. 3 quick ones for Team Spirit.
Thank you, production, catching both of those at the same time. I mean, this was similar to last game. The kills were definitely in favor of Team Spirit, but the they felt like they kind of stalled out a little in that mid game. Despite having the heroes that seemed like all they want to do was to fight and to kill, but they push out the creep waves and they couldn't actually secure those further objectives, particularly the tier 2 line. Tier 2 mid and tier 2 top stood for far too long and really seemed to be the point in which the game became a serious problem for OG. So we'll see if they try and get a little bit more aggressive this game, see if they can combat that, and once they hit those first like round of items all around, just start getting a little wild.
Confidence being exuded by OG here to give it back after the performance that he had. And you know, think about that last game. He was making those horn toss plays into the skewer back, into like a Eul Scepter, right? Yeah. Without a BKB or any of those things. He just made it work and had definitely the standout performance I've seen from him so far.
Well, he's definitely still feeling it down in that bottom lane. He's spraying the Seb down. He's throwing out No-Tail's voice line whenever No-Tail comes around him. So surely a good move at for the second one, though. The big question here. Sumail so far on the Tiny, 19-4 versus the 10. Yes.
Zach by the Nature's Prophet, and just quickly up top, it happens.
What do you expect? Oh, your Night Stalker and Shaker into a Wyvern and a Life. Doesn't feel like this is going to go very well for you. I'm sure they're aware of that. Maybe that's going to start happening here soon, with the boost being available on Success. Go mid.
He comes on back there, and that's just to, I guess, pick up the Bunny Rune instead. So goes to get that one. Obviously, no bottle.
Have to buy the bottle as thank you to our lovely brainstormers at home who told us that he also bought the bottle, which explains why he was so broke in that bottom lane, like regen. So Invoker, not really a bottle hero all too often anymore. So No-Tail can start with the Blightstone. Just take this time on that Nature's Prophet.
Seb gonna chase back Miposhka a little bit, but hard for him to walk into the creep wave. Look at this. Miposhka, this Winter Wyvern has been really rising in terms of the efficiency that we've seen from a lot of different players, but complete free farm.
Our Night Stalker did go and grab the wave, right? Yes. Success, use the boots, brings it back to Seb, and this is the kind of plays they're trying to do to salvage this lane.
0-4 start. Collapse keeps on just spamming out the lanes. No-Tail gonna give as good as he gets.
I find that line from Ava works a lot better once you've actually gotten a kill.
Yeah.
It's not Not as good with
No.
the giant goose egg sitting up there next to your hero portrait.
You're not wrong. As they get to Tornado into the EMP afterwards, and a nice silence rotation. This is that power of that Night Stalker, but is it enough? I don't think so. They do burn through all of Toronto Tokyo's mana and will give a lane a little bit of a better time for this Invoker.
Yeah, Tops are doing great here. Ahead of the Void Spirit. Are you suggesting I can get a Meteor Hammer? Is that no, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. A little bit far past that, guys.
So 6 minutes in, Tail gonna summon some more trees and focus back Collapse a bit more there. And we can see that taking over in the mid lane, at least for the moment, is gonna be as they go on Collapse and Mira. There's nothing here.
This is such
And the thing about it,
nice soccer game.
right? The thing about it too is that you're giving so much space from Aposhka to start soaking up levels mid, right? This Winter Wyvern is kind of been left alone, and now you're also walking back home for Toronto Tokyo. So they'll have a pretty farmed Wyvern mostly. Pretty 4.5.
Yeah, if he can actually get there. It looks like Thompson is just holding the line.
Yeah.
Saying, no free XP. Get out of here.
So, still slow beat down.
I mean, the best part is that there's no up top right now, so Seb feels like he can actually play a little bit more in the wave, right? Looks like 1-2-2 build, actually has some decent tools now. Yadro sitting on 10 charges as well, so Seb is free to just cast some spells. Sox is coming back, but it is level 6 on Yadro, so this is a tough kill. How you slice it.
Gets the rage off. Quick fingers. Knew that he was coming. Lifestealer not going to be punished there at all. Already has the Helm of Iron Will too, as well as the chainmail.
Oh,
Sitting on 16 armor.
Yeah.
Tops in, getting body blocked. Poshka.
They tried to set up on him, but Thompson hit a 2-hero tornado as well, so was able to start backing away, and then even with the jump through of the Astral Step, couldn't get the finish.
At all. The damage that you have right now from OG, it feels like these heroes don't really do that much, right? Like the supports don't have that much damage until Nature's Prophet gets level 6. Invoker's kind of just running unlimited bits as well. It's really all in Sumail, who has to obviously keep farming since he's
Mid lane. Dropping low here, the silence comes in. Toronto Tokyo able to jump, get sprouted.
Dissimilate, gets that little damage buff. Able to back away from it. Maposhka in the meantime has DD. The Remnant used out, they're actually able to get the bottle refill off
Nice
that.
defense. And now we are coming in.
Has to be careful, jump through 1-1 with this DD. Toronto Tokyo wants to go to work. Will we be able to get out of there? Dissimilate, jumped in both. What? He turned onto them instead. But they were just dying themselves.
Oh, and they can't believe it. Claps happily cheering on his out from the off lane there. It's 6-0 as the supports contributing early here from Team Spirit. Mira Maposhka, a great save
Get him too.
the greed.
Dude, Toronto Tokyo is not one to mess with. This man came here to play on this day.
I mean, he must have been really low there, like 400 HP or something.
Yeah.
Just got blown up, sticking around too long.
7-0 start. This young team, Eastern European, making the most of it. They're going to sneak away that boundary road. Has to jump away. Maybe Lula, one mana, Dissimilate, has to be careful. Maposhka nearby. The breed, everybody, the echo out, but the cold embrace keeps him alive. The silence happens. Toronto Tokyo trying to live, but won't be able to. They bring 4. That's worth it.
That's 7-1, and still only a 1,000 gold lead right now. Team Spirit, sure, it's still early, but you look at those last hits, and Sumail just towering above there. It's 70 right now, and a lot of those just straight up in the lane. Having a fabulous start. At the very least, did lose a courier, so that's going to slow down his acceleration for a bit.
And in the meantime, you can see Mira being chased away by these trains, but Pochka also in the area, able to sidestep that Tornado EMP combo. And also during this time, we saw the Night Stalker head on over to the Dire Ancients and place away down one of those Sentry Wards. So it's going to be blocked out. Continues back towards mid again. The taunt stops to the silence, wearing low. And Toronto Tokyo not able to find any extra follow-up there. Yeah, Sumail's just been AFK in a heck of a lot of creeps. Sweet. See Collapse also getting closer to that mech now.
Nothing phasing Sumail. Allies coming through, and I'm going to hit some creeps right now. So that part of the mission for OG certainly going well as this lead again just tapers off to pretty much nothing for Team Spirit gold-wise, but surely the comms are feeling really nice for Team Spirit right now. Up 7-1, you know, just won game 1. Collapse has just been chilling on that off lane. Getting relative, you know, free farm for a Magnus at least. Sometimes you can have a rough time in the lanes, and now has his friends back here supporting him from the tree line.
Goes in, RP connect, finger of death, done.
That's a stack.
Mira gets the kill, and you can see that even though you have all these last hits on the Sumail, as far as net worth is concerned, they're starting to catch up on the rest of these cores, and hopefully this first items for Team Spirit. RP down, smoke up, walk for Sumail, stun. Right at the start, we got her there. Gets the rage up, looking for the chase down. Collapse able to back out and get away.
Still have Curse here.
Oh, have to be careful. Toronto Tokyo showing up. They're going to use the winner's curse just to set everything up. The pullback with the Anthem Remnant, but the walk forward. Have they bitten off more than they can chew? On the side of Team Spirit, looking for the run down. The Fissure connects onto both of them. The jump through, Sumail's down solo. Mira, oh, it's not enough. They chase him, looking for a follow-up. Sapsa onto Toronto Tokyo. Another cold embrace. They don't have much left in the tank at all. Echo is out after the Dual Scepter into Collapse dead. Toronto Tokyo tries to get out, but do they have anything else left in the tank? Now infesting over to the side. Seb makes the kill happen, but Poach ran down. The Lifestealer infested in and looked for a kill, but couldn't find it.
They spent so much trying to bring down Sumail. I can't believe he's actually still around here, not able to get all the way home yet.
Mapochka, cold embrace, now the turn on the Thompson, wanting to finish him off. Run bit by bit with Zarmla getting after his tornado. Come on, second Mira needs to find the kill. Mira, no. Just off the skin of his teeth, he gets out of there. And Thompson tries to run, but Collapse moving in from downtown. Can he find the angle? Does he get lucky with it? They can try and chase this, but instead spots Sapsa. Outer row, the run through, shows himself, and there's going to be the eventual finish. Just manhandled in bottom lane.
Well, there's a lot to break down there, and where do we even begin? I mean, the initial attempts on Sumail obviously failing. They spent so much, and I think Team Spirit probably just forced it all. Considering how many forces they burned there, and oh yeah, we got ourselves a. Yeah, and also, oh man, Mira at the end there, when Invoker's running up the stairs and he didn't go for the spike because he wanted to give the kill over, and he was holding it. It was sitting there, and then he tried it long range, but he missed. Yeah, you're going to regret that one a little bit, I'm sure.
That's painful. The Sunstrike came in there, comboed together with the Nature's Wrath, and big pick on to the Lion. Keeping vision with those treants that whole time as well. But jumped on Fissure, Chantota, gonna fall, Winter's Curse, maybe a chance. Oh, the Sunstrike caught him right at the end. Well played from Thompson.
Eliminating any chance of escape, they go right back to the tower and take that down. Thompson is pushing up this bottom wave though. Any chance for a catch would be a tough one. Best first. Oh, nicely done.
Now tries to move in there, and a couple more punches fingered. That Thompson tries to get out with the rage. Will be enough. So I am. Oh, wait a minute. Are they going for more now? Toronto Tokyo with the Haster and Captain Fate.
Yeah, he's under a ward right now, so has to be careful. Seb very willing to drop an echo on him, I'm sure.
Non-stop action, 16 kills, 14 minutes.
The tree is actually bringing a wave over to Seb.
Yeah.
You know, in case he wants some farm here. That's nice. You know, it's always helping out his out.
Dagger being done really opens up Seb's game, but obviously the Force Staff would make it that much better. But the defensive abilities against that Lifestealer needs to stay up close and personal. The damage. Collapse in the meantime, with the mechanism done, gives them some more of this teamfight potential, but also wanting to finish off that Blink Dagger.
And you saw how scrappy that fight was, right? But now, you look what we got from... these early plays in the tier 1 tower that end up felling a couple OG heroes. They did get the tower in the end thanks to the trusty catapult.
But no, Lifestealer got the deny on it last second.
True.
Well played. And now,
Dobson
going for more. Seb, gotta be careful there. Looking down south. Tried to find an opening there on the no-tail, and they'll get him. But Poshka ends up going down. And this absolute chaos there. Mira misses the stun. Seb jumps forward, gets the kill. Team Spirit, gotta be careful with this movement now. Soxa wants to chase this. Another great vision. They're gonna connect the Atos afterwards for the Yule Scepter. Keeps him alive for the moment. Seb tries to hit the timing, but it's not quite there. And now with the Lifestealer back in front, he finds the kill on a no-tail, and then TP's out right in front of him.
No tools through that one here, of course, if you don't get that initial silence, especially, right? Like, that's one thing he needs to watch for sure versus the Night Stalker. Just make sure he doesn't miss out on that rage TP, but nice play there. Yadar will finish out that S and walk too, so ready to continue the battling and doesn't have to worry as much about scaling better into the late game thanks to the Empower on his squad. And now, well, Agnes, he's feeling personally empowered here with that Blink Dagger.
And you're now starting to see a situation too with why this position for Night Stalker has kind of fallen out of favor, right? Like, you don't have a great farming mechanism. Farm and that far forward, you can get punished.
I do think he plays with
Turns it around now. Thompson out in no man's land and gets punished as well. Team Spirit constantly right on top of the ball.
You know, the second half of that last game, we had to talk about collapse a lot, but I will say, I do think that Lion is a fantastic hero versus OG in the way they like to play, right? They love these tricky little plays. They love to tease, to taunt, and to sort of break you with the outskill, but it's really hard to outskill Hex Earth Spike.
Yeah.
You know, you get a little cheeky, a little bit fresh, and then one single stun, you're getting chained all the way to death.
Well, and I think that there's something too about like that horn toss into Earth Spike, right? It allows you to find kills without using RP that you otherwise would have to use that big ultimate for, and then you can save that for the big fights instead. It's just so strong. If you can have, you know, a combo that play together as well as Collapse and Mira have been.
Yeah, for sure. And Mira, of course, last game putting a lot of emphasis on getting that Blink Dagger despite being a little bit behind with map pressure. Mira, again here, just farming up neutrals. They get Blink Dagger at a pretty decent time, especially with that mid wave coming in through here too, I imagine. He's sort of falling into a similar playstyle as last game where things are trying to be stacked on Sumail, but this game he's just not nearly at the same pace.
It really feels like there's a, they have to play a little bit more passively, at least until these items come online, and teams, they're not going to give them that opportunity. They're keeping this pressure on. Smoke up. And they're left with coming. They're actually going to open up on the Yadaro first, but the rest of them coming in time to try and save their carry.
Ah!
And now Quidditch Course afterwards. Soxa's in trouble. Toronto, Tokyo. And they are all in pretty deep at this point. They can maybe find a couple quick kills to come in. Thompson down low dead. Rooted afterwards. Maposhka, Mira right on top of Sumail. Jump forward, Seb trying to save this. He's done it so many times before, but can they do it again? Sumail walking away ever so slowly. Bit by bit trying to escape. Mira, he won't let go. The jump forward. This Lion makes this point absolutely everything for Team Spirit here. As 4 go down, Seb tries to get away, but will it end up happening? No. The Yule Scepter moved up into the remnants. Tokyo having a coming out party. Absolutely.
What?
Sounds good to say and looks good to watch. Toronto, Tokyo, easy game. Is that a voice lock? I don't think that was the voice lock.
Wait, what? Oh my god! Well, observer, press enter and go up. This man just dropped it right in front of him.
What?
Main stage of GI, an elimination match. Talk about it.
He's feeling it.
Moment.
This will be that turning point video if they lose this game, I'll tell you that much.
Oh my god.
You know, you don't want to give any incentive to OG, but a great start to that fight. Dude, that entire fight was without Yadaro because they got the silence right away. And I want to say that Soxa, like, it's a very tough game for this position for a Night Stalker. He's doing a fantastic job of playing really well with the optic. That's his only tool, right? He has to fly in there. He has to get that silence. He's providing the vision for these full team fights. And despite the fight starting so well, they still lose like almost everyone.
It's unbelievable. Team Spirit coming in. This team, they were started in the group stages 0-4 and then proceeded to just not lose that many games. They've been winning everything, and you can see here as we continue on.
Almost
Tokyo.
everyone. This you can
There it is.
screen. Replays exposing. Glenmere now done. That's like, did you? It's like, did you? Oh my.
What was the moment for the Kyle chat wheel? You talking to me? You talking to me? Didn't do it. Didn't hear it.
True. After all that, well, the chat wheels file a little silent sometimes.
Still less than 1,000 gold leads separating these two teams, 10-22. And Team Spirit, the ones in command. Tokyo jumping in, but not out of it. Walks in, finds Thompson, Seb tries to salvage it.
Nice,
Not
nice.
enough. Now looking towards No Tail.
Yeah,
Gonna
bagus.
pull in this Nature's Prophet. Just running them ragged on OG. Team Spirit won't be denied.
They're just making these picks look so easy. 100-0. They're falling outside, but this is with the
Damn it.
under the arms though.
Another round of it. They just
Oh,
keep dying, one after the other. Team Spirit claiming those kills.
And Toronto Tokyo moving under an Augs here from Seb. I don't think he's going to try and go for anything too crazy. Knows that this Void Spirit's there, but some quick math, 2,000 damage, level 14 Shaker. Maybe with the Prophet, he's got a chance with the Invoker here too. I think they're going to try it. Let's see, and we'll see
Oh
what's
my
set
God.
here, of course.
Looking to try and get something. And Toronto Tokyo, recognizing the danger, backs it off. He knew. And in the meantime, you look at this.
Nggak boleh ya.
Spirit gonna try and claim the Aegis.
Oh, the Sunstrike ended the TV right away from Thompson.
Dah.
He wants to be here. Doesn't want this one going for free. Tornado now.
Starting the fight off. Obviously has the range afterwards, but down. Aegis claimed.
Not
Collapse,
lucky
drop it
enough
low.
to get the damage there from the meatball either.
Right.
Yeah, maybe just hoping he could force a snatch.
Team Spirit gonna smoke.
Try and get the bounty for OG.
Infested Lifestealer inside Collapse. Doesn't have the shard yet.
Oh, and collapse this time too, eh? Yeah, Toronto Tokyo, of course, setting up for the easy one last time onto Thompson.
Follow the couriers. They're gonna take you to the heroes.
Oh, I love that.
Right on down the way. No Tail is there, but they jump and find the back line. Able to catch onto Sumail. That's a pretty good target. And afterwards, Yadaro eaten up this Tiny as Sumail eventually falls.
And they were so close to just running into No Tail too. That would have been so much better for OG if he was the one to fall, but grabbing the king instead, he had fallen and now.
Oh no. What?
Flaming Sage. This is for all of my signs. And the sprays.
Team Spirit putting on a performance here. Showing everything.
Damn it.
Find him again.
Your screen, Seb.
What? Just like that. They find themselves Seb trying to give him a high five. And find the kill again.
I think he was changing his chat wheel binds. He got caught in the trees there. Snagged by Team Spirit, just finding everything right now. And now able to pressure with his Aegis. So 3.5 minutes left. 4 staff, 4 collapse. Now we just gotta wait for that shard to come out, and he'll be back in full force once more here.
Look at this. I mean, this is the thing. And you start the laning stage off even, but kill after kill after kill, and off the back of Collapse, this mag that OG gave to them in game number 2, they felt like they had an answer, and so far it hasn't looked like it.
All right, there are no doubt incredible tools in these team fights for both teams, though. We have a total of 5 Blink Daggers on the map now.
Yes.
So everyone's, lots of opportunities to make your play here from both squads. Most importantly, Stoxa, I think, able to be more valuable in these team fights by trying to get that silence and getting right on top of Yadaro.
This could be incredibly important for them. And they need Sumail there too. Like, they really don't have the damage otherwise.
Yeah. And, I mean, there is 4 staff as well from Collapse, as we mentioned, so that's a great counter to Stoxa, just because he just needs that smidge of, I'm not silenced, right? For Yadaro, and he can get the rage off.
Gonna walk in. They can start heading down bottom to pressure this tier 2 tower.
I love the use of this Aegis, just closing in on the map. They're using this gem. They're moving through, looking for every bit of vision, every sentry, every obs. Just taking them down one by one. Team Spirit want to take away the map from OG. But you gotta imagine they're this is OG Nation.
That's true. Do you start to feel the nerves? Do you start to feel the wind come in their direction?
You
Can they keep up the momentum?
you question yourself more when you're winning.
Right.
When you're losing, you're looking for solutions because you have a problem. You see the issue in a game like this, like you're ahead and you're just trying to keep that momentum going forward. You're scared a little bit sometimes in terms of like what can they do to come back.
All right, and we've seen OG come back from bigger deficits than this before, even in the grand finals. And they've got heroes that can make plays. Will it happen though? Looks for the silence, not gonna get him. Toronto Tokyo playing that one safe and down bottom. They got a life stealer that OG need to deal with.
No, 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 no. Oh no.
Shockwave into the kill, and they force out that buyback. No Teal's pressure top.
Yeah, he's got no other choice. Just going up there. Gonna perhaps send in some trance here.
Fissure, the only thing that can slow down this lifestealer right now. We'll get kicked by that tornado now afterwards. But again, that pressure, it's gonna be mounted top. We've seen this before where Nature's Prophet can force back heroes before they happen now.
They're so weak in comparison though right now.
It's true.
He's got the Solar Crest, he's got a couple of the big ones, but yeah, I mean, there's Yadro just hitting your base. 30 seconds still left here.
Yeah, they still have Glyph available on Team Spirit if they need to use it. Yadro hits it, range racks down, takes the first, backs away with the team. God, what a match. What a series. Team Spirit came out here, punching the chance in the mouth.
I will say he got more damage down than I expected.
Yeah.
He's sending them back in and no one's TPing. They don't want to break the formation, so they're just going to sack the tier 3. Now, tier 3 is not as valuable as they used to be, but look, the fight's happening. This is why they don't want to break it up.
Catches there. Stun afterwards. Pull back in. Dead. Done. Looking for more.
He really did.
Collapse. This guy's a little bit crazy. Thompson, Sumail looking for an opening there. They spot one. Avalanche. Forward. They match, but the save is out. And now Sumail. BKB is going to wear out soon. Has to back out of there. As Yadro chases the winner's cards. It's going to connect. And afterwards, Thompson.
Oh shit. On.
Is this going to be the end for OG? As Saksa also to fall. Everybody's gone. And look at this Team Spirit going in for more. Oh, Yadro, are you tempted, Fade? You thinking about going into the fountain? They regain some focus. But with no buybacks, can they just try and end it?
It's tempting. Here's the other lane.
This is Spirit. They can sense an end right now. A chance to move forward, get top 6 in this tournament, and you've got 25 seconds with no Sumail. Trying to end this one. Team Spirit looking to go all together. There are racks that are being taken up on the top side of the map, but they've got their eyes on the prize. They want this agent to sprout. The walk inside of it. Oh my god, he's just going for the spider legs through. They get the vision. OG, there's nobody left alive. It's only no tail. There's nothing left. It's called Team Spirit. End the game, taking down OG. What a Cinderella story here on the main stage.
Absolutely incredible Team Spirit. And look at them. They're cold. That they're not getting too excited because they still got games later today.
You're not wrong.
Staying alive here in that lower bracket, going to be facing off later this evening as well, and I'm sure a lot of people probably didn't expect them to be there.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, you play now, and you've got Eastern Europe playing Eastern Europe in the next round for a potential top 4 finish at the very least, and Team Spirit, an incredibly impressive performance, coming in as one of the dark horses in this tournament. They made it work here in this game number 2, and like you said, absolutely stone cold walking out of the booth. Toronto Tokyo throwing out that easy game in the midst of it as well. He was one of the standout performances for sure.
Yeah, he really was. And of course, OG, you know, a team that maybe not the highest expectations coming in just because of like how the season works and everything, but everyone knows that they're a threat. There's no doubt, right? You know how they can perform in pretty much any situation. And with bringing in Sumail, that wasn't going to lower their pedigree whatsoever here. So we will say goodbye to our champions.
And just like that, we'll head on back to the panel.
Well, it's certainly an unusual sight to see OG walking away at such an early stage in this tournament. I'm sure they're going to have a regroup, but my word, team spirit. Let us remind you that they have the youngest player at TI in their team in Yatoro, and what a performance he's pulled off. A 19-year-old Collapse, clearly the anchor of this team. This is absolutely phenomenal just to see them come here and to completely defy expectations and to do it against OG Lizard.
It's incredible. Something just clicked after the group stage for this young team full of pub stars, and they're having fun. The game versus OG, it looked like they were just enjoying themselves, all chatting a little bit. But in any case, Collapse on that Magnus 2 games in a row, switching up the item build a little bit, but looking insanely strong.
And I don't think it was just him as well. Their whole team played fantastic. I feel like they had a bit of a draft advantage. They had what they wanted to beat OG. Those early skirmishes, even something as simple as a cold embrace, buys them like 2 to 3 seconds of time, which is effective against Earthshaker as well. A big part of his damage is that enchant totem hit. And if it forces them to overdive for that extra 2 seconds, buys them time to turn it around. So I think those early dives and fights from OG were shut down partially because of that Winter Wyvern. It was actually really key to their win.
A very good pickup, right?
Yeah,
it was in PSG LGD as well.
Yeah, I think Winter Wyvern has been sort of like a hidden sleeper pick, because I think she was like 90% win rate in groups, and people weren't picking her a lot as well. I think Team Spirit, just how they're ready for OG's moves was really impressive, because they're such a young team, but they seem so composed, so calm, so ready to actually take the right fight, take the right engagement. Like, usually when I see OG goes for those wraps on the tier 1 mid, they're overwhelming their opponent. But Team Spirit, they're all there and ready, and they just wiped them.
Well, it seems weird to be saying this right now, but we do have an exit interview with OG, and Avo is on the sidelines with Seb.
I mean, you can ask me the question if you want, but... No.
I can definitely hear that they're on the sidelines together, but I believe that they're actually just getting ready. Again, we're not used to this situation here at TI. Seb's certainly not used to this situation anymore, but I'm sure that interview is going to be well worth the wait. As you guys were saying, an absolute team effort from Spirit, and the draft from OG just wasn't good enough. But that's the strange thing. I thought that the OG, they are the master drafters, and I'm not sure what's going on.
It felt stubborn to me. It was kind of a repeat of the first game draft-wise.
Pretty
Both
much,
teams
yeah.
were like, oh, we're confident with our openers. I would say from the Spirit side, their draft improved a little bit. Their mid player was on a hero that buys a Spirit Vessel. That's a percentage-based damage item, very effective against Tiny. That was one of the things they had trouble with in the first game. So that gave them an even better advantage than they had in the previous one. And who was their other new hero? It was... Don't remember. The carry also percentage-based damage, very good against Tiny. And so it just felt like they had a better draft against what OG played than the first one, and from my perspective.
And do you also think that Spirit are going, well, we know OG likes to fight, so because we are coming into this situation knowing that, we're just going to practice doing it better?
I really want to be hyping up Spirit for as much as possible. I wasn't impressed with OG's draft in this second game, but they're OG. They always have a plan. Sometimes it doesn't work. This was sadly for them one of those times. We've seen that through the group stages and the main event. The Hoodwink didn't work out on the mid lane. If they do get all the pieces right, they dominate. If they don't, and they have a Night Stalker that's lowest net worth and in position 4, it gets a little bit trickier.
But it seemed like also the focus was off. Like there was one moment when Seb was in the trees, maybe he was shopping, maybe he was checking his map or something, but it was just like I mean, it wasn't even a gank, really.
I feel like when your draft is off, sometimes you'll make mistakes because you're trying to figure out how to win the game. Like it's very...
4.
But Dota's weird like that. Like, you play so many hours into the game, you commit so much of your time into it. The smallest thing being off can make it so that you're not able to play your normal game. Like a lot of pros, they always say, I want to play as if it's a pub. Because you feel so comfortable, you know what's going to happen, it feels so natural. If you're thrown off, this sort of what happens.
Is it fair to say that Spirit were playing like a pub?
I mean, no, I don't. I mean, they're
I'm
playing
not saying you
comfortable,
are.
right?
It's just that we keep
Yeah.
referring to them as pub stars, and they're top 6 of the international. And I just want to, I guess, put some respect on their name, just because when we talk about pub stars, yeah, listen, it's no surprise. I come from Counter-Strike. If we talk about pubbers, we're not necessarily talking in a positive light. So I just want to just double check, now I've come into your space, that we are giving them the credit that is due.
I would say calling somebody like a pub star is not really as negative in Dota, because it's like, that means you're like insanely good. If you're a pub star, you're beating pros in pubs. I think the problem that usually translates is you need a captain, and maybe in this case this is an advantage. You get this experienced captain in Miposhka who can make sure that they're playing the right heroes for the game, and that he can kind of like corral them. So still let them play their pub, but also make sure you're checking those boxes for how to compete against other teams that are organizing as a cohesive unit.
So making the most of that raw talent and then making magic on the stage.
Exactly.
Perfect. Well, standing by right now, we do have Avo with Seb, so let's hear some final words from Team OG.
Thank you, Frankie. I am here with Seb. Thank you for your time, Seb. I wanted to ask you just your thoughts on the last game.
I mean, it was a good game, hopefully, for people to watch. I think Team Spirit played a very good game, and they deserved the win, and I wish them best of luck further. As for us, I mean, we did a lot of right things in terms of preparing, in terms of keeping a good mood, you know, and fighting as much as we could. I don't think we let the toughness of the game affect us, but definitely the Dota was not good enough to win this game, and I think you have to also accept that. So
OG always talks about being a family. What does family do in moments like these? How do you recover?
I mean, we are still in family. We always will be, through wins and losses. What family does is support each other, of course, for those who need support, and also give each other space. Just, you know, like, be loving and caring. This is a big deal for everyone. It's a big deal to lose, in the sense that so much effort put into it. So yeah, we're there for each other. At the same time, you know, losing is part of competition. We've been on the winning side, and we celebrated that, and we were grateful for that. I think the wins don't taste nearly as good if it wasn't for the losses. And I think you know, losing is really rough. It feels really rough. We feel all very down, and but you have to stay strong through these times, and you have to learn, and there's gonna be time for that. Everybody needs, you know, have different ways to process everything. What I do want to say is I want to thank everybody that supported us and followed us. What is really special about OG and about OG fans and just the community like around OG is that there is support. We feel the support through, you know, the highs and through the lows. Today is a low, but as I said, there wouldn't be any high without lows. So we appreciate that, and we are very thankful and grateful for the support that we get. And yeah, this is something that's much bigger than the tournaments.
Well, you heard it. Celebrate the highs, accept the lows. OG's run at TI10 ends here, but OG will continue to exist, and there are going to be much more highs for this team, right?
Of course, OG will continue to exist. We will see what the future is made of. I want to also give a special props to everybody, like my teammates, everybody around us. I know everybody gave it really their best. They did everything with their hearts and all the, you know, the love and the talent that they're capable of. It wasn't enough today, but it is what it is.
Back to you, Frankie.
Thank you very much, guys. I know it's not easy to talk so openly after a loss, and we do really, really appreciate it. But right now, we need to go to Sumi, who is on the sidelines with a top 6 player here at TI, Miposhka.
Thank you very much, Frankie. I'm here with Miposhka from Team Spirit, who have just won their match. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
My first question for you is, what are your thoughts on being the team that has denied OG the three-peat? They are no longer able to be 3-time champions because of your team. What are your thoughts on that?
I guess I didn't understand exactly. Can you repeat, please?
You eliminated OG from the tournament. How do you feel about that, since they're such a strong team?
Actually, I don't feel like something special. I don't know, like we prepared for them. They are some usual team, and who we're gonna meet. So I don't feel anything special, you know, like. So that's it.
You don't feel anything special for
Yes,
eliminating one of the strongest teams?
I guess I can feel only that if we win TI, it's gonna be like legal win, you know.
I like it. They are already looking at the next step and looking at winning TI. So one question that a lot of people have asked is, what's up with Yaturo's hair? What happened?
Actually, I don't know. Like there was a moment he came and he like. I didn't even hear this, that he said that he want to cut his hair, but I listening to my teammates, they told me something like, Ilya want to cut his hair, something like this, and I'm like, what, why he want to do this? I have no idea. So I don't really know why he did it.
So Yaturo's hair is a mystery to all, including his own team. All right, final question. Your next team, the next team that you'll be playing against are Virtus Pro. You have a lot of experience playing with them. Do you have any words for them as their next opponent?
I would say that it's kind of sad that we meet our CIS team in that stage. So I don't know. I think the game is gonna be interesting because we played a lot with them, and some series was pretty fast because they playing really aggressive and they know how we usually playing. So I think right now we are playing much better than we usually played, and than we played before the tournament. So I don't really know how it will be, but I think the series will be interesting.
Got it. So they've played each other a lot, but you better watch out because Team Spirit is on their game. Thank you very much. Back to you, Frankie.
Thank you very much, Sumi. Harosh Mikoshka, we will see you later on today. I'm very excited for that CIS.